How you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster here, and welcome to the Anonymous Liver Media podcast and video on YouTube and as well as Anchor FM. And if you are on uh, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castbox, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Radio Republic, uh, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and Bullhorn. Now, in today's podcast and video here on YouTube and Anchor FM, there is a gamer. Now, there was a channel by name of let's see here, the Quartering, that is did a video an hour ago on 9% video game tax starts in 5 days in Chicago. If you're a PlayStation 4 gamer or whatnot. Now it's kind of like a like tax if you're buying cigarettes and some shit, you know. And they're also adding if like Spotify, Periscope, and whatnot, all that other. They call it the enjoyment tax or something like that. The uh, uh, it's just stupid. But um, it's coming in 5 days. I mean, to be honest, as a fellow gamer, but I think it's stupid. I think this is just absolutely not, because they say, well, it's not good. You're gaming. How come it ain't good? Nobody's smoking a controller or a game disc, whatever. They're playing. Anyway, but the idea of a 9% video game tax is absolutely off the wall. I mean, I wouldn't pay it. Shit, you're playing. It's like if you buy a game or a console, a PS console, well, for a PlayStation 4, and if you buy a game for it, that's a 9% tax. Now, you're wondering how much is that of the 9%? Okay, I think 9% on if you buy a console or a game, and how much could it be? 9% of the tax. In my opinion, honestly, absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. They're going after the industry this way. Okay, saying, well, we're going to tax you because it's bad. It's bad for you. How bad is it exactly? To be honest, I mean, how bad is it? How bad is it exactly? Now, here's another example I'd like to throw out, if you guys don't mind here. I'm podcasting live here. I'm podcasting here. I download a app called Anchor, ANCHOR, and you can go on the website Anchor.fm, and you can sign up for it. And there's a state assemblyman here in California. Okay, now check this out. Before the midterms, way before the midterms, he wanted to. I mean, this was like earlier this year, very early this year. To combat fake news, okay. To combat fake news, he wanted to regulate podcasts. He wanted to regulate blogs and whatnot. Because he says, for us to combat fake news, we need to regulate to be sure that any podcaster, any blogger, or anybody who's part of the independent citizen media has proof of the story, has the story corroborated and whatnot. So we need to regulate the blogs and the podcast and whatnot. But I'm sitting here, I'm reading this, and so why would you want to regulate the podcasting? Okay, podcast ain't like AM or FM radio. Okay, the FCC regulates what you hear on radio or TV. Because back then, the FCC was very strict. I mean, like, strict. And now, I mean, you have what? Satellite radio? You have Siri, XM radio, and, you know, and he wanted to throw out this legislation here in California. And because he claimed wanted to fight fake news. How can you fight fake news when you want to regulate blogs and podcasts? Because you want to prove that the person that's doing the story, like sharing the story here, getting out what was reported to before you even do the podcast or vlogs, you have to show proof that this is legit here. Well, let me see here. I want to give out. I want to. Here we go. Let's see here. There's a story this morning. Okay. On let me see here. On the Rebel. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me see here. Now this is insane here, but there was the latest here. Let me see here. YouTube backtracks on Red Dead Redemption video ban. Okay. Caravan report update trying to get answers from people without borders volunteers. BC, NDP, NLA dime taxpayers while participating in the welfare food challenge. Caravan report update. Political promise to house migrants may clash with reality. Caravan report update. Tension rises as reality sets in for migrants. No. I want to read this one here. YouTube has backtracked on its decision to ban a video that features a character in a new video game, Red Dead Redemption 2, killing a suffragette. The video was back online, but with some age restriction. But feminists are always asking to be treated equally, aren't they? Feminists shouldn't be asking for equality. They should be asking for equity. Okay. Now, I also want to, let's see here, I've got some years. I got one here from Breitbart. Here. are, see, um, I think here. Let me see here. Trying to think here. Trying to. Well, I mean, you gotta think here. I mean, you gotta. I mean, it's the government wanting money out of you. They want to tax anything. Okay. Here's the news here. Five dead in Northern California fire, dozens missing. You know, that's very sad. So very sad. Um, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg released from hospital after fracturing three ribs. She's been around for a long time, very long time. Um, Now, here's something in tech news here. Google just told us how to fix the worst thing about Androids and iPhones. Now, this is for fellow Android users and also fellow iPhone users. No matter how strong your allegiance to Android or iPhones is, you'll probably agree that the worst thing about Android phones and iPhones is battery life. Yes, most of the new phones will get you through the day. An advantage is clearly on Android, with some vendors have equipped it with the device with massive battery packs. The battery life is never enough, especially as battery degrades over time. Thankfully, Google has told us how to improve battery life on a certain Android, and most of the new iPhones admitting a mistake in Android design in the process. It turns out it's something as easy as switching to dark mode whenever possible. The sometimes smartphone savvy users have long suspected dark mode will help conserve battery life. There is a caveat, however, the screen has to be a OLED one, but that's absolutely not the problem these days, as most of the flagship devices out there pack OLED screens. Premium iPhone X includes. Google shared data about energy consumption on phones at this weekend at this week's Android Dev Summit slash Gear Report. The company studied energy consumption on phones with white or dark themes and conclude that the max brightness dark mode on OLED always wins with OLED screens. Each pixel lights up independently, which is why dark mode helps preserve battery life. Google also shown comparisons between the original Pixel and the iPhone 7, which is self-explanatory as long as you're aware of the screen difference between the two devices. OLED on the original Pixel does consume less power on dark mode compared to the iPhone 7, which has an LCD. All Pixels since Pixel 3 came with OLED screens, as do its Samsung flagship like the Galaxy S or the Note, and Apple's iPhone X, iPhone X, XS, and iPhone XS Max, but you won't really find true dark modes for any of them. Even Google admitted that it was wrong to impose white as the prominent color of the metal design apps. Apple's iPhone UI, meanwhile, is also heavy on white. There's no indication of dark mode on iPhone either. Interestingly, Apple launched dark mode for Mac, although all Macs have LCD screens, which means it won't help battery life. Samsung phones Meanwhile, we'll get a dark mode via the One UI update, but not all its phones are eligible for it, which is bullshit. Just because Google told us how to fix it, easy it is to fix battery life on OLED smartphones doesn't mean we're getting dark mode from either Google or Apple any day soon. But there may be independent apps that may offer users dark modes, with YouTube being one such example. Wow, this is I mean, I got to be honest here. I mean, this is what we need here, and I mean it's even a work. Thousand Oaks killer Ian Long mocks hope prayers before massacre. Crazy bastard. Chris Cuomo slams thoughts and prayer sentiment. What are you praying for? Thursday, CNN Chris Cuomo, host of Cuomo Tonight Primetime, reacted to the shooting that left 12 people dead. Let me read it again. Thursday, CNN's Chris Cuomo, host of Cuomo Primetime, reacted to the shooting that left 12 people in a Southern California bar dead Wednesday night. It was a work mass shooting in a week, Cuomo said, thinking about 12 lives stolen by a thief that visits weekly. This is our new normal. Cuomo slammed people who offered their thoughts and prayers to the shooting victims, saying they're mocking those who lost loved ones. Go fuck yourself. You mock those who lost loved ones because you have gave it any thought at all. You never walked away from any of these without figuring out a better way to deal with them. He said, and prayer, you think leaving it to God for the answers? You pray for strength, we pray for wisdom, for resolve, but we clearly don't want to react on any of those here. So what are you praying for? You can do better, and we'll all have to live with doing nothing. Next time is coming, and more you, me, our leaders, we're all becoming part of the problem. Think and pray on that. Concluded. And Chris Matthews of MSNBC says, thoughts and prayers should be outlawed. So, this is all we got, folks. This is it. Some of you who watch these networks, who are mocking people, who are dead, and people are having their thoughts and prayers for the families that lost ones. Chris Matthews is a dumb son of a bitch who says thoughts and prayers should be outlawed. Well, Mr. Matthews, maybe watching your ass should be outlawed. And Mr. Chris Cuomo, oh fucking A, goddammit. Maybe your brother should be recalled for being related to a douche. You stupid fuck. So this is it, folks. Huh? We go from the midterms to a shooting that left 12 people dead in a bar in Southern California. And Chris Cuomo of CNN and Chris Matthews of MSNBC says they're basically mocking the people. One says thoughts and prayers be outlawed. No. Nobody cares about your opinion on this shit. Prayers and thoughts and prayers should be allowed. It's a human nature to have to pray for the families. Thoughts and prayers for the families that lost loved ones in this shooting. Come on, this is how far we got, people. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how far we got. It's stupidity. Okay. They're so wrapped up in this fucking nonsense. Okay, they're all wrapped up in this bullshit. Okay, now it's if I lost a loved one in a shooting, and someone gives out their thoughts and prayers, I would thank them. I wouldn't want to hear somebody on the news mocking that. I'll say, look, I will accept any thoughts and prayers, But the thing is, you work for the news. You work for a network that doesn't give a crap about anybody. Your network answers to shareholders and investors. Your network is a cash cow for investors and shareholders. Period. And if there's a problem with somebody giving their thoughts and prayers to a family that lost loved ones, let them do it. Don't mock them. Don't say that thoughts and prayers should be outlawed. Thoughts and prayers should be allowed. If somebody wants to give their thoughts and prayers to somebody, let them do it. Don't mock them. Don't say, well, it should be outlawed. Now go fuck yourself. When my aunt died 2 years ago, she had lots of friends and loved ones that gave their condolences, their thoughts and prayers, and people that respected my aunt. She was well loved, well liked. She's a wonderful person, and we took it hard. It was a shocker to all of us, but we gave each other condolences because my aunt was a special person. She was a special person. She was a cool lady. And you sit here and you read this, and you hear from Chris Matthews saying thoughts and prayers be outlawed. Here's somebody who's lost to reality. He's gone. He's like not worth the watch. But if you watch that network and his show, you should be ashamed of yourself for even watching. And if you watch Chris Cuomo primetime and he says this shit, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because he's mocking these people. He's mocking people. No. And this is a absolute bullshit, And the shareholders and the investors, they run things. They run these networks because they put in a lot of money. They buy shares. They're shareholders. And the networks make money off of them. And it just absolutely just inappropriate, unacceptable. And the quartering, I want to get back to this 9% tax, this 9% video game tax. They'll start in 5 days in Chicago. I mean, it's the kind of tax that you would put on things like cigarettes or alcohol or like soft drinks and whatnot. And it's they're calling it the amusement or the enjoyment tax. What? No. She probably should. But this kind of tax you would put on stuff like cigarettes to raise taxes to keep people from even try to. I mean, if you raise taxes on cigarettes, say 9% every year. Oh, there's another. Yeah, they raised the tax on cigarettes again, 9% again this year. Oh yeah, we're going to raise tax on soda this year. We're going to raise again another 10% next year. It's all about making money. They're like, let's put 9% tax on video games. The video game tax. We're going to call it the enjoyment tax. 9%. 9% in Chicago. 9% video game tax starts in 5 days in Chicago. Do you ever wonder who's making money off this shit? I bet it's Rahm Emanuel that's making money off this shit. Think 9% tax. Now, this is for PlayStation users. Okay, buy a game, buy a console, that's 9% tax. Who's making money off this shit? Somebody's making whoever came up with this shit. I'm probably thinking, well, since I'm going to be dead broke here pretty soon, I think I want to throw this legislation where we're going to have a 9% tax on video games. And we're going to call it the enjoyment tax. %. How many gamers in Chicago own a PlayStation 4? The enjoyment tax. I'm sitting here, I mean, imagine if somebody decides, well, we're going to put about 9-10% tax on the Xbox. And we're going to call it also the enjoyment tax. Go figure. And you're wondering if the person that came up with this idea is getting paid off this? They're making money off this? They're making money off their own legislation? Think about it, 9% tax. Where's it going? And whose pocket is it going into? 9% tax. I mean, that's like putting tax on cigarettes, which should be a tax and shit, though. But how come only the PlayStation, though? I mean, and why in Chicago? How come you don't do it all over the place? Like, we're going to put a 9% tax nationwide on any game, we're gonna put a 9% gaming tax on the gaming industry. If you buy a Xbox or a PlayStation, it's 9% tax. If you buy a game, 9% tax. It's called the enjoyment tax. But somebody in Chicago is going to be making money off this motherfucker. No bullshit. Somebody's making money off this son of a bitch. Okay? Think about it. Somebody's making money off this son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And there's a good theory on who's making money off this motherfucker. Because Chicago's broke. We need more money, so we're gonna throw out this 9% tax on gamers and shit. Or call it the gaming enjoyment tax. What the fuck? So I mean, this is just like some dumb shit in California wants to regulate blogs or podcasts or any small media outlets. We want to make sure that nobody is spilling out fake news. So we're going to regulate satellite. We're going to regulate all the other shit, blogs and whatnot, yada, yada, yada. And you know damn sure if it happens, somebody's getting paid to do this shit. Somebody is throwing out the big bucks to regulate podcasts and blogs and all this other shit. Somebody is looking to have deep pockets and make money off this motherfucker. Because how I see this is to regulate the blogs and shit, to regulate the podcasts and all that shit. It's going after the little guy. It's the big boys club. Destroying the little guy's sandcastle type shit, you know. Putting us out of business, but we're not. See, the thing is, they could spend billions of dollars, and they could spend more money to put the little guy out of business. To put the guy out of business there. It's pretty much, if this happens, I mean, people in Chicago, if you're a gamer, good luck in 5 days, because you have 5 days before the 9% video game tax hits, and you'll be paying another 9% on any PlayStation or any games that matter. Okay. So this is absolutely freaking nuts. I mean, you gotta think, why is it that you want to tax people? Okay, because they play video games. I'm a gamer, and you want to tax somebody because, well, we need the money. If there's a tax, who's getting the money? The city or the person that's put out this legislation? This shit here. Because these idiots want to tax anything and everything. Because they need money. It's all been about the fucking money, man. I mean, you own your house, it's your property, but you still got to pay the tax. You own your house, right? You own your house. You own the property, but if you don't pay the tax, you lose your property, you lose your house. Because Big Brother wants his piece of the fucking pie. Now, if you repeal the property tax, okay, you'd be fine. People have rent because they don't want to pay the property tax. You know? But the whole entire thing is such freaking bullshit. Okay? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is good old Grandmaster Robin here, and you just listened and watched the Anonymous Liberty Media podcast on YouTube, as well as Anchor FM, as well as Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castbox, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Radio Republic, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and Bullhorn. And also on YouTube. I want to thank you guys for watching and listening. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. And also on YouTube, if you got this transmission, you are also the resistance. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and don't forget to hit the bell for notification, and play this video, and also the podcast episode 60 on the Anonymous Liberty Media podcast. And I am Grandmaster Robin, founder of the I am again Grandmaster Robin, founder of the Anonymous Liberty Media podcast and channel on YouTube. Remember, knowledge is free. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Peace out. Robin out.